Kamala Harris.
But
You call
let's not
Donald
diminish
Trump.
the significance of that.
You call Donald Trump. He's misguided. You say now
He's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. And he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
But
is,
you talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand.
So Kamala Harris couldn't do an interview. That was like the only real interview that she did. Every other interview was effectively staged. I mean, some of them were even paid for, like bought and paid for, like Rev Sharpton, right? How did Rashida Jones, the president of MSNBC, allow that one? A news organization having a commentator interview a candidate for the presidency of the United States and yet somehow pockets $500,000 for his organization, according to reports days prior? A woman ought to quit before she gets fired, shall we say. I mean, it's the only thing that you can do under the circumstances. But Kamala couldn't run a campaign. And she had a bunch of yes people all around her, I think, who were on the take. Remember the $100,000 that they had to spend to remake Alex Cooper's studio for Call Her Daddy or Call Me Daddy or whatever that podcast is named? I don't listen to it. They went on that show with Kamala, but she didn't want to travel to LA to sit down in the actual studio, so they spent $100,000 to remake the studio. And even the podcast host herself is like, that's not true. There's no way my studio costs $100,000. I have a lovely studio in LA. No way does it cost $100,000 to build this. This just came out. Listen.
There's a little bit of controversy about that podcast because you did. Oh. Do you know about this?
No, what?
Because in D.C., this interview happened in D.C.
Yeah.
In a hotel.
Yeah. Not in a hotel. It was like a random house.
It was like random house. But apparently, you can tell me, they spent, meaning the Harris campaign spent like $100,000.
I did see
that.
You
know about this?
It's hilarious.
To build the studio.
Yeah, that's not true.
Not true. To make it look like it was the studio that you used in L.A.
My studio that is gorgeous in Los Angeles doesn't even cost six figures. So I don't know how cardboard walls could cost six figures, but.
But do you think they did that? I mean, you saw
Absolutely not. With love to them. Oh my God, it was gorgeous, but like, it wasn't that nice. It wasn't like gorgeous marble. Like, no, that was not six figures.
So, were people taking a little on the side all along the way? I mean, that's a question that needs to come up. And once again, be thankful that she's not running your federal government. Because if she were, we'd really have problems.